Three, four, five, go.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome once again to another edition of the Fortune JEBBA'S show. My name is Fortune Jebba and I am your host for tonight's program. It is that ultimate platform for real conversations, honest connection, and transformative discussions. We're excited to have you join us as we delve into this complex topic, my daughter-in-law, and of course, my son-in-law. And I am joined with experienced mothers who are mother-in-laws who will be discussing the topic with me today. Now, if you're ready, we'd like you to sit back, relax as we enjoy this conversation together. All right, let's introduce our dear panelists here today. Seated close to me on my left is Reverend Mrs. Ufoma Omasheye. She is a dynamic prayer warrior, author, and co-founder of the Holy Ghost Dominion Bible Church. As a highly respected pastor and conference speaker, she has inspired many through her powerful teachings and insightful books, including Your Heart, Your Life, Treasures in a Trash, and many more. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Reverend Mrs. Ufoma Omasheye. You're welcome to the program, ma'am.
God bless you.
Thank you, ma'am. Seated very close to me on my right is another beautiful grandmother. She is Dr. Mrs. Susan Odion JP. She was born in Ibadan, Oyo State, on the 1st of October. Of course, that was when Nigeria celebrated her birthday. She hails from Edo State, and she is married and blessed with a wonderful family. Her career started at early adulthood. She had a school leaving certificate WAEC in Ibadan, Oyo State. She had a working experience with NISA in Ibadan. She worked with Shell Petroleum Development Company, SPDC, after her NYSC. She has a bachelor's degree in economics from the University of Ibadan. She has a master's degree in economics from the University of Benin, a doctorate in philosophy, social and humanities education, United States of America, postgraduate education, University of Port Harcourt, chartered in cost management, CIMN, chartered license consultant as cost manager, chartered stock market agent and student chartered institute of stockbroker. She is also the director and CEO of iWin Progressive Schools Limited. She's also the director and CEO of Choice Susam Resources Limited. She's founder and chair of Charity Christ Angel Ministries. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Susan Odion is here. You're welcome to the program, ma'am.
Nice meeting you. You're welcome.
Now, last but not the least is another wonderful grandmother. She is Reverend Mrs. Gift Madeyi. Reverend Mrs. Gift Madeyi is the wife of the General Overseer of a very renowned church here in the city of Warri, of Ephraim, of Udu, Delta State. She's a renowned woman of God, a prayerful woman of God, who is also co-founder with her husband in the ministry. Ladies and gentlemen, our wonderful prayer warrior is here, Reverend Mrs. Gift Madeyi. You're welcome to the program, ma'am.
Thank you. God bless you.
All right, let's dive right into what we have for today. The topic for discussion is my daughter-in-law. People of God, we do know very well that there's always a fight between the mother-in-laws and the daughter-in-laws. And for me, I believe there could be peace. Mother-in-laws and daughter-in-laws could be friends. Is that not so?
Yeah.
Yes, but we have heard stories of daughter-in-law saying that I want my mother-in-law to die before I marry my husband. It doesn't have to happen that way. You know, there's already a change in the relationship between mother-in-laws and daughter-in-laws. And of course, even sons-in-laws. So that's what we're going to be looking at today. I'd like to begin with Reverend Mrs. Ufoma or Masheye. Very simple question. Ma'am, who is a daughter-in-law?
Praise the Lord.
Hallelujah.
A daughter-in-law is like, from my own perspective,
Of course.
my daughter-in-law is my daughter.
Yes.
That's
Wow. I like that definition.
So that's it.
That's it.
I have 3 sons,
Okay.
and 3 of them they are married. I
Okay.
have 5 children, 2 girls and 3 boys. The 3 sons, they are already married,
Okay.
including one of my daughter, and their wives are my children.
Oh my
That is the
goodness.
intention I have. That is the mindset I have. You understand? Before
wow.
they got married, I just say any woman that my son will marry is my daughter already.
Okay,
In
ma'am.
fact, I call my daughter-in-law sweet daughters.
Oh my goodness. Okay, I want to ask you a question based on
Okay.
that. You know, the way you see them is possibly quite different from the way they see you. So do they accept you the way you accept
Yes,
them?
yes.
All right, that's beautiful. That's
Of
beautiful.
course.
Well, like she said, her daughter-in-law is her daughter, right? We know generally, and she's saying that out of love. Your daughter-in-law is one who is married to your son. But for her, her daughter-in-law is her daughter. Now, because she has this mindset, she will not treat her or treat the daughter-in-laws differently from our own daughter. Dr. Mrs. Odion, you have sons-in-laws.
By His grace.
So how has it been? Let's begin from there. How has it been, the relationship between sons-in-laws? Okay, maybe I should put it this way. How was it when your first or second son-in-law came? What was the mindset when you saw your son-in-law?
Actually, good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon to you.
Yeah. I would like to start from where
She ended.
she ended. Right from the beginning. Since the day I gave my life to Jesus, I told my God that if I will have a son-in-law, let it be the son, the person I will call my own.
Wow.
Exactly.
If I will have daughter-in-law, let it be the one that I will call my daughter. The moment I'm communicating with him or her, I should see her as my daughter. That she did not come from anywhere. That's my mindset. And by the grace of God, my son-in-law, I gave him a name.
Wow.
I gave him
Wow.
special son.
Wow.
So when I'm relating with him on through maybe phone or his social media platform and whatever, he knows what I'm going to call him. I'm
Wow.
going to call him my special son.
Wow.
And with that, he will be elated to say, let me communicate with mommy, because he called me mom.
Wow.
That's what he calls me.
Wow.
So I'm always pleased. Himself is always pleased. He's having a mother that he called mother. You know, that's it.
Okay,
Yes.
let me do a follow-up on that.
Yeah.
Does it mean that your son-in-law is a saint? He hasn't offended you in any way?
Well, I won't say he's a saint because no one is perfect.
Okay,
We are all women.
okay.
And as a mother-in-law, I should have that mindset that if at all, if he offends me, I should overlook.
I seem to have all
Because
good
you
mother-in-laws
treat-
here.
you treat that son-in-law like your son.
Son.
Okay.
So if I can overlook what my sons have done or my daughters have done by forgiving them, so what stopped me from forgiving him for anything?
Oh, wow.
You understand?
Yes.
So when he married my daughter, yes, he has seen that this is a Christian mother and he has followed suit. He had followed suit in the such that he didn't cross his boundaries.
Oh, wow.
He didn't cross his boundaries on the grounds that I don't want to offend her.
Wow.
That's it. So all along, respect is there.
Okay.
Mutual respect is there. And there is open communication.
Okay.
So as a mother, I see myself as an elderly mother to him. So of course, I should be able to take any trash from him.
Okay.
All I can do is to tell him, you've done this, I wouldn't want this to repeat itself again.
Okay, so
And
there
he
were
will
times
adjust to
he
it. Yes,
offended
yes,
you.
because
there were times he
we are not
offended you.
we are not
Once
perfect
you are living together,
together.
Yes.
there must be
Offense.
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
so Reverend Mrs. Gift Madi, I want to come from a completely different angle.
Okay.
How did you respond when your son-in-law or your daughter-in-law offended you? How was it?
The understanding that everyone has the possibility of offending one another. Exactly. If we were not relating, if I don't know her or I don't know him, there's no place for offense.
That's right.
But the moment we come together, there's a place of offense and there is a place of forgiveness. So when you have offense, be ready to do what? To forgive.
Wow.
So readiness to forgive, readiness to tolerate one another, clears off every offense. We are bound to offend one another. I may have offended him or her.
Right.
So in one way or the other, unknowingly to me, so I'm sure he will himself, you say, Mom did this wrong and accepted me. I equally should accept him, forgive him for whatever wrong he has done, that I see that he has done.
Oh, wow. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So I wish, the last time we had a conversation on mother-in-law, it was like a it was like a fight because daughters-in-laws had something to say about their mother-in-laws.
Okay.
And then sons-in-laws had something to say. But everybody here seemed to be...
That is what, is because of the mindset.
The mindset.
Correct.
That's it.
The mindset
Yes.
you had before you even have
Them.
them. Because when you have some mothers, what they do is that, once they just, you raise up that child, and that child is going to leave you. Because scripture said the man will leave his father and cleave to the wife. You have to know that.
Understand
As
this.
a child of God. You understand what I'm saying? Unless you are not a believer. As a Christian, you have to know that this your son that you are raising and is so close to you is going to
leave you,
woman.
And then the girl will cleave to
his
your
husband.
So when you know that, you'll be able to put things in place. I think the ignorance of that brings misunderstanding in the home. You understand? You see that the mother-in-law want to guide
The
son. To himself.
Territory, they call it territorial claim.
Yes. Even when the child is doing wrong, you want to defend
the son.
Recently, my son called me, from Canada. So he has not called me to report any case to me. You understand me? Between him and the wife. He said, my wife is... I told him not to drive the car to leave the house at this time, and he's quite... I said, what happened? It was just, and I said, so I now called the wife. He said, Mommy, he said he wants something, he want to eat something. Then I'm going out to buy that. He said, why didn't I buy the things? He said, why am I going now? So, I didn't defend him. I brought two of them together. I said, no, you have not had any report from you. You need to understand each other. You need to do this thing before now. You are doing it. And then you, my son, I scold my son before,
scolding,
You can't, because some mother-in-law say, hey, don't worry.
I will deal with it. Deal with it.
She's misbehaving. All those things.
Those are archaic way of dealing with things.
You can't be a child of God and do that.
Of course.
Because you have your own home too. You got married to the father of
and
that
you
home.
You are a daughter-in-law
to somebody.
Exactly.
The truth is, I wish some mother-in-laws can have this understanding that they too were daughter-in-laws. Like the last show we had, a lady actually came into the show and she was like, I am going to have a fight. And before I go for the fight, I came here to listen to what you all have to say. Because her sister's mother-in-law came with her daughters
to fight,
to beat up the son's wife.
Oh God, so bad.
You understand? And then you begin to think, those ladies that came to beat up these other ladies,
Are they not daughters?
Daughter-in-laws
Yeah.
to other people. So the truth is having the right kind of mindset. And that's why I want to ask Reverend Mrs. Madi, what were your initial expectations when your son got married? No, Dr. Mrs. Odion, let this question come to you.
Okay.
What were your initial expectations when your Was it your son now or your daughter got married? Your daughter.
Whichever. Go
when
ahead.
your daughter got married.
We are talking from a practical experience of
Yes,
what
of
we have
course.
seen
Of course.
so far. Please, can you come up with your question
what were
again?
your initial expectations? Were you expecting that, oh, she's going to be very educated? You know, because, you know, mothers, you want the best for your child. Was it that you were expecting that she's going to be very educated, beautiful, from a class of a family? What was it? What was your mindset?
One thing,
expectations?
okay. One thing in a relationship, I mean, when you have a relationship or between a daughter-in-law or mother-in-law, let me just put it that way, you shouldn't have any expectation. Just seek for love. Seek for love.
I want to believe
Support.
I want to believe this is sorry. Okay. I want to believe this is you. A lot of people don't think that way. Am I correct? A lot of people don't think that way.
Some people
Expect, yes.
Yes, they want their sons to get married to a particular class of people.
Yes.
Seek for love, as I've said earlier on. Support your son-in-law without any reciprocation.
That's right.
Don't expect that, okay, as I'm supporting him or as I'm showing my love to him and all that, you need him to also reciprocate. No, don't even expect that. Just do your own.
Yes.
As a mother, you are old. You are the older person in this picture.
Yes.
So,
Exactly.
that's what the Bible says in Titus chapter 2, verse 4 and 5.
Yes.
He said the older ones should teach the younger ones. Okay? And the younger one should be sober. That's what the scripture says.
You have the one that is not sober.
Well, let me finish what you said. Let me finish the one you've asked, okay? Before we go to the other side of it.
Okay.
Now, what I'm trying to say, Ines, I wasn't expecting anything because as a child of God, I know where I came from a humble background.
Okay.
Exactly.
And I know how God has lifted me to the position I am today. I'm financially independent by the grace of God. So whatever God says that my own in-law should be, we will definitely, by the grace of God, support him.
Amazing.
That is who we are in our home. Because it's not what we are having today is not by our power, not by our strength. And why people are looking for rich guy, come from different rich home
background,
and have sophisticated lifestyle and all that. Yes, that should be what every human being should look forward to. But what God says, should be the ultimate.
That's right.
So we didn't look at that. By the grace of God, it's not that I'm trying to expose anything here. God blessed me with a daughter. She's an engineer. By profession. And to the glory of God, God blessed me with a medical doctor as a son-in-law.
Oh, wow.
So it's what I didn't expect. It's God that did it.
Okay.
So it's all along is for me to seek what? Love. Then begin to seek love towards the other kids.
Yes.
And I believe the best is what God will give.
And people, this is actually the ultimate. The scripture says, love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, with all thy soul, with all thy strength, and with all thy might. And the second greatest commandment is to what? Love your neighbor as yourself. Your neighbor is anybody. Any human being around you. Your neighbor. So, Reverend Mrs. Madi, I'd like to ask you this.
That question.
Okay.
I just want to
Chip
I
in.
don't know whether it's a question I should ask. Now, as a Christian, as a child of God, before your son or your daughter will get married, what about the religious aspect of it?
That's another
because
thing.
Yes,
the spiritual
aspect. Because even though we accept everybody as a body of Christ, as a child of God,
you have to be very discerning.
Yes, you cannot allow your son or your daughter to marry to somebody that does
a different faith.
Yeah, because you raise that child
up. It's an expectation.
Yeah, of course.
So will you now allow the child because you want to because you just brought somebody? I don't discriminate. Let me just allow this person, and then you allow unbeliever to marry your son or your daughter.
No. That one you are talking about religion aspect.
Yes.
Which a believer, as a child of God, you should look forward to.
That's right.
It's a criteria.
It's one of the criteria. It's the topmost. Yes. If you are a child of God, expect and believe God for a born again child of God to marry your daughter
or your son.
or your
And
son.
by the grace of God, I married a family that I would say, I'm proud of them.
Okay.
They are the other religion. Okay, they are Muslims.
Okay.
My mother-in-law was a Muslim. My father-in-law was a Muslim.
Before
they passed. Yes, my husband pulled out, and I believe God has a reason.
That's right.
For taking me to that family. It's not just to take me to that family. I believe it's a divine assignment. Okay? And by the grace of God, if you go to Auchi today, we all know what we call Auchi. They are majorly Muslims. If you look at the family, majority are coming out.
Oh, wow.
To give their lives to Jesus.
Oh, wow.
And not even that, as a child of God, okay, your lifestyle, your character.
Very important.
Very important for you to use as a weapon in such a way that they will see your lifestyle and do what? And say, this person that this person is serving, they want to know him.
That's right. That's like preaching the gospel with your lifestyle.
So it's like that.
Very important.
So God did it in such a way that he pulled him out. And today, by the grace of God, he's a man of God.
Hallelujah.
So that's it.
Amazing.
So when we are saying expectation, we have to look at different aspects.
Yeah, but
That's why
the
by
spiritual aspect is very important.
Very, very important.
Very important.
Very important.
You cannot marry an unbeliever.
Yes.
Or there will be crisis.
That's right.
Because when you have different spiritual background, if you are not careful, your daughter or your son is gone.
Yes. And by extension, it gets to your family because you'll be praying prayers you're not supposed to pray. You know, I just mentioned a short while ago that I'm also a mother-in-law, you know. So when our sons got married, they knew if there's anybody we accept or reject, that's it. And I remember the first, second, and third. By the time the fourth was to get married, he brought somebody and we were like, no. Initially, he argued. And then myself and my husband decided that, you know what, we'll chase that girl away through prayers. And that was exactly what we did. So I'd like to ask you this question, Reverend Mrs. Madi. Okay. In the case of Omugo, we're all used to the term Omugo. When you go to your daughter's house, is there anything you expect from your son? Because it's almost a norm that when a mother-in-law visits a family,
you go there to eat, enjoy. And the man has forgotten that the woman is going there to work.
Yes. So what's the right thing to do? Because we've also had cases where mothers go there, instead of them to work, they sit down, cross their legs, and the lady that just gave birth
works and cooks for them. And cooking for them.
So what do you have to say?
Okay, I would say my case is different.
Okay.
Because I don't go for Mugo.
Okay.
Oh, really?
Yes, I don't go for Mugo.
Okay, they come to you.
They must come to me. I take care of you. When you are strong enough, you go back to your husband.
Okay.
That's my policy.
Okay.
That is my policy because I have certain reasons privately known to me, personally known to me.
Okay.
I don't do it. But in my own case, I will not expect to go to my daughter's house and expect my son-in-law to begin to take care of me.
And then when you're leaving, you have to go with a tray
of money. No. Even my daughter-in-law gave birth. It's my house. I'm the one who should take care. No matter the financial state of the persons involved. I'm the one. It's my duty to take care of my daughter-in-law, to take care of my son or my son-in-law. So, like my house, December, whether the ones that I have children by, will I say, they are not my biological children. They are married. All of them come with their husbands to the house during Christmas. They want, it's like a policy. It's like something that, an expectation, everybody wants to go home. Everybody wants to go home. Everybody wants to go home. So even those who are not, they are witching. I lost a girl who was not a daughter-in-law, but a co-daughter-in-law to my daughter's mate.
Okay.
She died.
Oh, wow.
But before then, she was always expecting that she will come with her husband to come to the house.
That's because you made the house
comfortable for them.
Both for sons-in-laws
and daughter-in-law. Even those who are not directly sons-in-law. I have become their son-in-law. I have become their mother-in-law.
So
Sorry.
mother-in-laws should begin to have that mindset and
So,
that
yes.
attitude. Mother-in-laws are not witches.
They are not.
They are not wicked.
They're not wicked.
Because someday you two are
You will
going to
become
be
a
a
mother-in-law.
Mother-in-law. That's
So that expectation.
Story of Ruth.
Yes.
Okay.
You know, I was going through the Ruth and the daughters-in-law. If you watch, Ruth loved those daughters-in-laws, and they loved
That's
her.
Naomi.
Naomi.
Two of them, not just Naomi.
Yes.
You see
Naomi.
that two of them wanted to follow her.
Yes.
Yes.
You understand?
One
Offer.
rejected.
And I said, no, by the time Naomi convinced
Missed
them,
her.
you can't follow me. I don't have a son. I can't have a son that you get married to. And before she turned back, she kissed the mother-in-law.
Yes.
Because there's
Love.
love. There's unity.
It's a relationship.
You understand me? Before Ruth said, I'm going with
with
you.
you.
My people shall
Shall
be
be
your
your
people.
people.
Your people shall be
My people.
Your God shall
be my God.
When you die,
I will die.
That is really
You know,
A
I like that-
recommitment.
Yes, commitment.
You know,
Yeah.
in those days, that used to be the system. We used to sing a song then. Oh, I'm going to miss my Lord. Wherever I will go. His people shall be mine. It's no longer like that. No. Mind your business.
There are some young girl that does not have home bringing.
Training.
It's home training, yes.
Yeah. They just
And that's the problem.
the way they behave. I've counseled so many of them.
Yes.
Church.
Because it may not
Yes.
happen to you
You.
It will
directly.
not happen to you, but
You see it.
You see what they do to their mother-in-law. You'll be very surprised. This is somebody that gave birth to your husband. I'm not
Husband.
saying the husband, the mother-in-law should take just grab the
His son.
But there's a place of respect.
Respect
Of course.
and honor.
Mother-in-law, yes.
Because if you don't honor that woman, your own
More children will not honor you.
That's it.
Yes.
Because the seed you sow, you reap.
That's it.
That's true.
Yes. That's why you see some of them, they pray, say, I don't want to have a mother. The mother-in-law
No, should die.
Then you yourself
You will die before your son gets married.
Oh wow, this conversation is getting interesting. You know, some of the questions I have here, you've actually answered them. Yes. So, but let's go on. What's the most effective way you have found to communicate with your daughter-in-law, especially when there is a cultural or generational difference? Now you understand your generation is different from her. We have social media generation daughter-in-laws and sons-in-laws. So how do you cope? Let's take it from there.
Like cultural, one of my son, my last boy, married to a lady, a Portuguese. But
really?
But yes, if you see her, you think that she's in Nigeria because she's well brought up.
Okay.
You understand? They have different culture. Like when she gave birth, somebody, one of my in-law, if God has blessed me with good daughter-in-laws.
Beautiful.
Because one of my daughter-in-law, the mother even stay with me now.
Wow.
Are you
So
for
when
real?
my son gave birth, I sent her to London to look after the child.
Okay, because
Yes.
you were not charmed.
Charmed.
Yes. Then before I got there, she doesn't know about our food.
Yes.
Okay.
I get
So when
it.
I got there, I started teaching her. How to, because my son was brought up in that way. Sometimes we say, I miss home food.
Home food.
Oh,
You understand
wow.
me? She will be telling me that. He will be telling me that. So when I got there, I started teaching her, and she was really humble
To
really
learn.
You understand?
That's the daughter-in-law now,
yes,
or
my
her
daughter.
mother.
My daughter.
Your daughter-in-law.
Yes. So she's a Portuguese.
Okay.
So I now taught her our food. She self-taught me
Their own food.
their own food.
That's it.
You understand me? The way they worship, she's a Christian, but their own worship, the style of their worship is not the same style with us. So, you use wisdom as the older
Mother. Yeah.
to really, you don't just
Impose.
because mother-in-law want to
Impose.
You must do this.
Authority.
You must do this. This is my son's house. You can't do that. It's your son's house, but it's not your
Your
house.
house.
You know, that's where the disrespect comes
Comes
from
in,
sometimes,
yeah.
because mother-in-laws do not stay in their boundaries.
No.
You visit your daughter-in-law and you want to overstay.
Impose.
You want to
we even go
overstay.
and stay in
And
the bedroom. Do you know that when they are driving, when we are going to church, when I visit them, my daughter-in-law will say, "Mommy, sit with your son."
So,
I say,
no,
no.
Yes.
Sit at the back.
Sit at the back.
No one shall put her son
So
down.
that
Sit
will-
with your husband.
That's
That's
it.
right.
That's
That's
it.
right. So a mother that is not wise, because I've experienced that also. One of our sons carried me one day, And then the wife was like, "Mommy, come to the back, come to back. Come to the front." I said, "No. That's your place. That's your place."
And so many mothers, they don't understand that. They want to take the place. Now me, Bona. It's my son. You know all those things.
So the truth is, sometimes these daughter-in-laws react to the actions of the
mothers.
Exactly. So mother-in-laws should begin to adjust.
Yes.
I think it's the issue of background.
Okay.
The background. Where am I coming from?
Okay.
The mother-in-law who wants to impose herself on the son, on the daughter-in-law. Some are just wicked. I think it's the background. Then someone to take, they want to retaliate their experiences in their own homes from their own mother-in-law.
That's terrible.
Yeah,
Yes.
I would like to add to that, the background.
Yes, but they want to retaliate.
You'll find out that,
Yes.
the value system is a zero.
So
what are they going to display?
That's it.
You see, some of them have been conditioned by their families to view the future in-law as, they would downgrade, whosoever that comes their way.
Yes.
There are some families like that.
And
if you are going to that home, if they give it to you, Bosa, you give them.
Bosa.
So they've already conditioned their mind. Their mindset is there. They want to be skeptical about whatever mother-in-law says. They want to pick faults from any words that comes out from the mother-in-law. So that's it. So I buy into what you've just said.
Yes,
the background
is very
system
important.
is
Value
very-
system,
is
the upbringing, the training you had,
Mm.
the experiences you have had in life makes it possible for you to accept anybody that comes your way.
That's right.
Yes, because the way you have been brought up, you are exposed, your exposure makes you look at the world as just a round ball.
That's right.
Whatever goes in, will one day come in, goes out, will
Whatever
surely
goes
come in.
around comes.
Yes, because when somebody you think you are trying to impose yourself, that daughter-in-law you are imposing yourself on, a day is coming. Even if she's quiet, she fails to talk or retaliate, a day is going to come. The whole thing is going to go around. You are getting old. For sure.
That's right.
What you have done,
It's a seed.
It's a seed you have sown. You will reap it. And so when those daughter-in-laws maltreat their mother-in-laws, some deserve it. Let me use that word. Yes. Why I say some deserve it? Because of the upbringing. And the way you have treated that girl. If you treat a girl that this girl that got married to my son is my own daughter, like you said, if you say, I prayed one prayer, I have only one daughter. I say, Father, the remaining sons, my sons, they must give me, God, you must give me 3 daughters.
Correct. Exactly.
To balance the missing one. Yes. So anyone coming in
should be a daughter.
Indeed.
And the way you receive that
girl.
She will really appreciate
She
it.
will-
And she will want to reciprocate too. Yes.
So you see that if you have that mind, it is easier for you to accept anyone that comes, and no matter what, that girl you think may be very rude, very arrogant, love will turn that girl around.
Exactly.
So I have a part to play. No matter, I have one policy that no matter how wicked an individual, let the devil be inside that person's heart, covered up, the love of Christ will turn her around.
That's right. That's right.
With prayers, that evil in her will go.
Yes.
And you will conquer.
Yes.
So as children of God, I think we should have this perspective in mind that love is an answer.
Yes.
Prayer. Because the person that may be behaving the way she's behaving is based on background, spiritual state.
So you that know better.
Better you should teach.
Yes.
You know
better. Play the right role.
Other one
Women.
teach.
That's
Yes.
right. So, Reverend Mrs. Madi,
Yes.
I'd like to ask you these very important questions. We have seen situations where, because you said all your daughters, when they give birth, they come to your home.
I have just one daughter.
Okay, your daughter, right?
But I have other daughters.
Your daughter-in-laws.
They come to my house.
Yes.
They will leave their
another
mother
thing.
and come to my house.
Because we have seen situations whereby
Their mother-in-law, their
husband
mother
to the
can even be
daughter-
abroad. They want to come
The
to my
husband
house.
to your daughter says, don't go
No, my
nowhere.
wife won't go.
Mama should come.
If he says I should come, and I cannot come, his mother should take it. He doesn't have a
take
mother, so he
charge.
has no choice. He doesn't
has
have
no
a mother, he
choice.
has no choice. You even say,
Because
pack
I'm
your
saying
load and go.
Because some will definitely tell you that you should come.
Some
They won't
in-laws
want to
could
Yes,
be rude.
wives, yes.
You understand? They know very well you gave the daughter to them.
Yes.
But now they claim that she's now my wife.
Yes.
So
If you can take care, there's no I can
cause
come
for
and
yeah.
visit. Few weeks, I'm gone. But if you want proper care,
If you want
You have to
proper
release
care.
the child.
and my son-in-law is not always around.
Oh, okay.
Okay. It's not always around. So for the wife to be alone will be a problem for him. So package her. We normally come and drop her before traveling. But for those cases that say you must come.
The mother
Then
must
if you
come.
cannot come, you should make arrangement of who to come. It's in his position to make arrangement for who to come. Yes.
Yes. Because at some point there should be a form of compromise.
Yes.
You understand? Dr. Mrs. Ojo, I'd like to ask you, I want to paint a scenario where a young girl gets married and maybe it's the first child of the mother.
Okay.
And then the son is also the first child of his mother.
Okay.
And everybody is excited. Our children are married and now they give birth.
Okay.
And then this mother-in-law comes to the house. This mother-in-law also comes to the house.
At different times.
Some come at the
Same
same
time,
time.
okay.
Yes,
Situation.
yes,
Yes.
yes.
And then you know in such situations
There can be crisis.
There's a struggle.
Yes.
So what do you think in a situation like that? How could it be managed
Well,
in wisdom?
first and foremost, in wisdom,
Yes.
everything lies in the hands of that man,
The husband.
the husband. Everything lies in his hands. If he says two of them should come, he has to manage that situation. And peradventure, some may come at the same time. They may be Christians. The two women may be Christians, and the two women may decide to say, one, you take over. Then the other one will be waiting. Depends.
Okay.
Depends on the circumstance.
Okay.
For me, the man in question supposed to say, my wife, the two of them need to agree.
Yeah.
Who should come?
Who do
Should
you
come.
think should come to this
First.
house first?
What if they are both insisting? They're
That
both
the two of them
insisting
are-
that both
the
them
two of
should be
them
in the
wants
house?
to come.
Because I have seen a situation like that. The guy's mother is in the house.
Yes.
The lady's mother is in the house. And of course, all responsibility of feeding and everything is on the young man.
On the young
Okay.
man.
So how do
Well,
we manage such situation?
My own case, if I want to explain,
Yes.
for me, I don't have any issue.
Okay.
If the other woman says two of us should be there, because I'm that kind of person,
live with anybody.
I can live with anybody.
Right.
Then two, I can overlook so many things.
Okay.
Because one thing is, the level
That's
I am by
because
the
you have
grace of
trained
God,
yourself.
I've trained myself. I'm not depending on anyone.
Yes.
I'm not depending on their food. I'm not depending on anything that is coming in. Rather, I'll be the one to even bring.
To spend.
Exactly.
So those kind of crises will be limited.
Yes.
You understand?
Yes. And that's
And
something
if
very
the other
important.
one, maybe she's a troublesome type, I can easily push the matter aside and say, is it not just how many months? I will
Of
soon
course,
live here.
Of course.
But as I am now, presently, by the grace of God, if I want to go for any omugo, I can take care of myself.
Of course. Of course.
I can take care of myself. Take care of the daughter-in-law, take care of the son. And these days, it's not only the woman that goes again. I will carry my husband.
Husband alongside.
Yes.
That's another aspect.
Yes, because we have to push aside the age, what do I call it now? The old way of doing things.
Yes, of course.
This is the modern
Trend.
trend.
Going for Mugo.
actually,
If I want to go for
you want to
Mugo,
go with your husband.
yes,
You know
there's
what?
nothing bad. You carry your husband along.
But
If
will
you are
it be
financially,
comfortable?
if it's financially, buoyant. We are financially buoyant, we
Okay.
can do that.
Okay.
All right. If the worst happen, if the house is not convenient, get a accommodation close to where I am. Then after everything, go there, do hello, then come back.
I think it's no longer Mugo. You have gone for vacation. You have gone for vacation. Yes.
So just to make the vacation Mugo lively. So
House. There must be crisis.
Because like the girl, the woman want to
Favor.
give to the
to her own mother.
You understand me? Sometimes they will go inside and begin
I'm
To talk.
And you yourself will say, what are they saying? Are they talking about me?
Especially
You
their
understand?
different
Yes.
background, different
But there will be
traditions
crisis.
or tribes.
We don't
Yes.
advise that type of visiting.
It's not advisable.
Yes.
It's not.
I had a situation
That's
like
why
that.
I said earlier on that the whole issue lies in that man,
hand of the young man.
husband.
And if a man is not capable of silencing them, I remember I had a case like this.
Okay.
The mother-in-law is in the house, and the son, that is the girl's mother is in the house. She just moved and stayed there with her sister, with the senior sister of the girl. They are permanently in the house.
Don't they have work to do?
They go to work from the house. Then the mother-in-law coming to visit. She said she's not coming. Let the mother take care of her daughter. And the son wanted his mother to come. And she went. When she saw the way things were going, she told the son, "We don't need to fight.
Exactly.
Let me go back.
Because somebody has to be mature.
Yes. Let me go back to give you a good space for you to manage yourself. Be wise and take care of your wife."
You actually preempted me because that's the next question I was going to ask, Reverend Mrs. Ufuma. You know, I saw a situation where the mother-in-law, that's the mother of the girl,
Yes.
is in the house taking care of the girl, and then the young man's mother visited, and there was no liberty to let her carry the baby.
Yes.
That is the mother-in-law.
The mother-in-law, the girl's
mother does not allow the boy's mother to carry the child. Even to bathe the child. I've had those experiences.
To bathe the child. You know, sometimes I see that mothers, we are sometimes the problem of this daughter-in-law, mother-in-law
issues. Yeah.
You know, in a situation like that, I expected the wife.
The girl's mother.
Because, you know, the boy's mother actually contributed financially. In fact, they both live in the mother's house, the guy's mother's house, where the girl's mother came to do. And the guy's mother spends a lot of money on them. Now she comes to visit, and then the girl's mother is saying, "Hey, you never you never bath yet." You know, that kind of a thing. And the mother told me she wasn't happy. But in a situation like that, I expect that the daughter-in-law should step up and say something. Correct the mother.
Yeah.
You understand? So all of these issues, they have a way of coming back, like you said. So generally, what would be our advice? Let me begin from you, Ma. What would be your advice to mother-in-laws? Who go to visit daughter-in-laws?
What if a mother-in-law that goes to visit her daughter-in-law?
Or generally
as a mother. Visiting your children. They are your children. Don't go and break the relationship you have established.
That's right.
Your aim of going should not be separation, to separate them. And don't ever make one special over the other.
Yes.
The two are your own.
Yes.
The children they give birth to, they are your children.
That's right.
The people that gave birth to them, they are your own children. Don't maltreat anyone. Don't look at anybody with a wrong perspective that this one is somebody else's child. As long as that person has come to your house, has come into your family, is one with you. The truth is this: a girl that comes into your house and gives birth to a child in your house, the blood of that child is already in your son, and your son's blood is inside of you, and automatically, she's part of your family.
That's right.
And if she's part of your family, have this understanding that that girl is yours. It's your daughter.
So
what you will do it's a mindset thing. Then if you have that understanding that this is my daughter, what I would have done to my own daughter, I should do the same thing to her. Exactly. Then there should be no segregation.
Yes.
There should be no segregation. There should be no giving of priority. This one is special. This one first.
That's where the problem begins.
So if we have this understanding, we'll go along with it with peace. Because no relationship is built without forgiveness.
That's right.
Tolerance, patience is required.
Yes.
And if we respect, Bible says, submit one to another.
That's right.
I should submit to my daughter-in-law.
That is beautiful, and it is rare.
Yes.
So how do you submit to your daughter-in-law?
Okay. If I want to give an example.
Yes.
what she wants, I may not want it. Huh?
That's where the compromise is.
Yes.
Huh?
Then I look at it. Let me see. She may not understand why I don't want it. I will not impose it on her that she must have it, or she must do it.
That's right.
But gradually, that is where patience. Gradually, that which I feel and I was thinking that she will not like to do, if I know she's doing it.
Yes, yes.
So
Wow.
if I have a challenge as to how do I cut into bring this girl to understand, bring her to understand, just as I would do to my daughter, I should go on my knees to Father, speak to her, make her to understand. There are boundaries, there are covenants we have entered into as a family. I cannot impose it on anybody. This is the covenant God has entered with us as a family. So you are coming now, just say, this is the covenant we have with God, that God has entered with us. So please, if you want for peace, you will enjoy it.
Yes.
But she may not understand at that point in time. Gradually, she will come to understand.
So, whilst waiting for her to understand, you have to be patient.
Be patient.
Yes. So that's the next question I'm going to ask Dr. Mrs. Ojo. You have a stubborn, God forbid, you have a stubborn daughter-in-law, right? A stubborn. You have done everything you know to do to win her. You've done everything you know to do to win her. But she's still stubborn. She doesn't like you. It's very easy to like you when you're financially independent. You know?
When you are like giving,
When you're on the giving side.
Yeah.
But some daughter-in-laws are just strange, you know. That's why you see pretense.
Yes.
They may want to pretend to get whatever they want to
from
get.
you.
But so how will you deal with such a situation? And then an advice for such daughter-in-law.
Thank you very much. Just like what you said, I will say to all daughter-in-laws, be sober, be respectful, drop expectation, okay?
Yes.
Drop expectation, okay? Then respect. Opt for what? Respect.
That's right.
Irrespective of whether you are financially buoyant
or not.
whether you are educated,
Or not.
whether you manage finances,
Or not.
you are a group manager, whatsoever you've called yourself, okay? Your mother-in-law still remain your
Your
mother-in-law.
mother-in-law.
So she deserves respect.
Yes.
So you must respect her.
Yes.
And you should have what? A bigger picture of the family. What do I mean by that? The children you are going to have for this family, they are all watching. They will know the kind of mother you are. As time goes on in future, they will know that you are not to be reckoned with. So they will tell their own what? Their wives. That this is their mother-in-law.
Hello.
And that's why you see some crisis happens. And the mother will be wondering what happened at the end of the day. Maybe she has reconciled with the son and all that.
Yes.
But she has laid a bad foundation
She has passed on
for
evil
those
seeds.
kids. You know, they've seen. So it's now you should see your mother-in-law as your mother and give her the extras you are giving to your own biological mother.
That's another thing.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
like Ruth did.
Yes.
Yes, yes. So finally, Reverend Mrs. Ufoma Omaseye, what would be your advice to daughter-in-laws and mother-in-laws? Let's just give a general advice to daughter-in-laws and mother-in-laws.
Daughters-in-law, love your mother-in-law
In-laws.
because you will become
A
a mother-in-law
one day.
yourself.
That's
Think
it.
about that. Very, because the seed you sow today, you
I-
definitely reap it tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
So if you despise and disrespect your mother-in-law, somebody is going to despise you and disrespect
Bless
you
you,
tomorrow.
yes.
That is why you should. And then another advice I want to give to these young ones, especially
Present
these
generation.
young girls
Generation.
coming up.
Yeah.
You
Instagram
I have seen a lot,
daughter-in-laws.
yes. Some of them, they have, negative influence from their friends.
Friends.
That's right.
That's it.
That woman, I beg you, let her go corner. You don't marry Pikin finish. Let her be like that.
Push her
You
away.
listen to that. You will lose your home. You will lose your children.
children.
Because, like she said, those children are watching.
They are watching.
They may be saying, "Mommy,
Mommy, yeah.
mommy," and they are young now. They are coming to you. They don't. You think they don't see what
They
you
will
are
play
doing.
it back to
Yes,
you.
they are
Yes.
seeing what you are doing, and tomorrow they are going to tell you.
That's it.
Because like a little girl told the mother, I saw you beating my daddy.
Okay.
I saw you now. The mother was trying to tell her that your daddy is bad. No, I said, I saw you when we were small. You stole my daddy.
That's it.
She has picked the picture.
These children,
The picture is in his her memory.
in church, you see you are teacher and they are playing. They
Yeah.
know
What
everything
you are
that is
saying.
going. And that is
You're
why you
saying.
as a daughter-in-law be very careful. You understand me? Throw away your pride. Some of you came from a rich home, and maybe the home you got married to.
not
Yes, what to do. Then you
Please
look
don't
down
take
on
that
them.
To that home.
No.
Build your own home.
Build your own.
Build your own.
Build your own home. The scripture say a wise woman
Woman, build it
buildeth
as
her
her own.
The foolish use her hand to
To
destroy
it. Yeah.
Don't be the foolish that will destroy
Destroy your home.
Very important.
Good.
And then the mother-in-laws don't have the notion and the expectation that this my son, I not go leave him.
Labored
This is
for
my
him.
son. This is my son that sucked my
I
breast.
have labored for him.
And then I've
Because
seen
he sucked your breast
mother-in-laws.
too.
I have settled a case. Mother-in-laws that maybe the daughter-in-law came to meet the husband. Say, today what are we going to eat? The son-in-law said, this is what I want to eat. Mama, what are you going to eat? Do pardon yam for me. And the girl cannot do pardon yam. I will go and buy that yam. He already made yam. He said, no, in our village we used to pound yam. Please.
And she must pound.
And she must pound. And she cannot pound.
Pound.
And because of that, you say she's a
Bad
bad
daughter-in-law.
Just because she cannot pound.
No.
No, receive your daughter-in-law, your sons-in-laws as your own child. As your own child. When you do that, you'll be able to love and tolerate that girl or that man. So that is my advice to them.
Yes.
Wow. What a conversation.
Yeah.
People, I believe you've learned something. And you will begin to apply. Are you a daughter-in-law? Are you a mother-in-law? We can be friends. We can be family. We don't have to fight. You have heard it all from the mother-in-laws here. We can be friends. We can be family. We can be happy together. There is no need for a fight. Mother-in-law, stay on your lane.
Yes. Set your
yes. We're talking about Mugo.
Yes.
When you go for Mugo, don't go to the bedroom of these people unless they invite you.
Even if they invite you, be very careful.
Yes. Don't cross your boundary.
Respect the boundary,
Mother-in-law, they cross
their boundary. They will even go and sleep on top of the bed.
Yes, the bed.
For what?
Now my son bed.
My son bed.
Not be your son.
Go to your husband.
Go to your husband.
If there's no husband, maybe your husband is late or whatsoever.
Respect
yourself.
You know that some mother-in-law, please.
It's fine.
Some mother-in-law, you know that they don't want to release their sons.
Yes.
Especially the ones with sons.
Marry
Yes.
the sons that if you don't want to,
They
why
want-
did you
they
allow
Yes.
him to get
You
married
have
in
to
the
release
first
your
place?
son.
You have to.
Yes.
Yeah, you have to release all
From
you
your
want
heart.
and the daughter
It's
in law
prayers.
is prayers.
Yeah.
And that is
It's
why
prayers.
when your children are here to marry,
That's
why
the
we
right
pray
time
this
to
prayer.
Prayers.
Please, oh God, don't let my child
Marry the wrong
my
guys.
enemy
Yes.
or their enemies or their
That's it.
Jezebels.
That's
That's
it.
right.
They may come to the church
Yes.
when they cover up. If they enter,
Enter your home.
no matter the love you show
to
they
them.
can wreck you.
Yes. That's
Then
why
when
you have to
start-
pray.
Yes, when you start praying for them, as they are small, start praying
Pray for them.
destiny.
Even from the womb.
Yeah, from the womb.
Exactly.
Conception.
Start praying.
You start
Because
placing
when
your
you
hands
pray,
on your
when your
tummy
child
and begin
marry
to pray
wrongly,
for them.
You won't be comfortable.
That's
Be
it.
comfortable.
So please, I advise you pray early.
Yes.
God bless you.
Thank you very much. It's been a very, very wonderful time. So, mother-in-laws, let's have a change of mindset. We know you got pregnant of this son.
Your
of
lovely
yours.
son.
Yes, and gave back to your son and raised your son. For some of you, you single-handedly
Really
raised
Is
Yes.
your son.
The investment is massive.
Massive, yes.
We know, but another
But
woman
he
has to marry him.
Yes.
So please,
Where you
stay
stop, build on
your
it.
lane.
Just
Yes.
Where
as
you
you
stop,
married-
build on it. Those sacrifices that your mother has done, build on them.
Yes. You
This,
wanted to say
yes,
something?
this son you have. Remember, you also married somebody's son.
Of course, you did marry somebody.
You married somebody's son
If you were
and-
treated like
like that. So
would you like
since
it?
you married somebody's son, now your son release him to marry
Another.
another.
If you were
Another.
treated like that,
Yes.
Yes.
It's not
said,
compulsory.
you should change the
You should not have that.
criteria.
Yes, you should not have that attitude.
It's been a very wonderful conversation on the 4th edition of the Fortune JEBBA'S show. I have your Reverend Mrs. Ufoma Omasheye. Thank you very much for coming to the program,
Thank
ma'am.
you.
I have Dr. Mrs. Susan Odion. Thank you
Nice
very much for
meeting
coming
you.
to the program.
I enjoyed the program.
I have
Thank you.
Reverend Mrs. Gift Madeyi.
Thank
Thank
you.
you very much
God
for coming
bless
to the
you.
program, ma'am. It is very rare to have these mothers together. They are very, very busy people. And I know this conversation has impacted your life. Daughter-in-laws, keep being a good daughter-in-laws, because remember, one day you too will become a mother-in-law. Mother-in-law, please have a change of mindset. Allow your children to marry. Allow them to enjoy their home.
Release them.
Allow them to be in peace. Release them. This is how we come to the end of the 4th edition of the Fortune JEBBA'S show. Thank you very much. We'll see you next time. Remember to follow us on all our social media platforms. Like our page, give us comments, share the video, and we will really, really appreciate it. Have a very lovely one. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Are we off so that I will stop the smile?
Yes. Round of applause for our mothers.